Welcome to Promote, Profit, Publish. I'm your host, Juliette Clark, and today I'm going to tell you about a new product that we are offering for fiction and nonfiction authors that is a real game changer out in the book marketing world. Before we get started, I want to remind you about our June event. We have our monthly training that is free to everyone. In June, we're having Jared Rosen share book trailers. And if you want to sign up for this and learn more about them, you can go to bamagtraining.com. They're usually on Friday mornings. Jared's going to talk about marketing magic with video book trailers and really how to learn how to script a book trailer and then create an emotionally engaging experience. And then also multiple ways that you can use that book trailer. So this is something that's visual. We're seeing more and more video out there. And really kind of a fun thing to do with your book. It's a great teaser. It's a great ad. There's all sorts of stuff you can do with it. So once again, June training, bamagtraining.com. You can register over there. And as usual, we make it into a podcast and we put it over on YouTube as a training. So today, what I'm going to talk about is a new product called PromoCast. And a group that I work with on podcasts has been testing PromoCast for, I would say, at least a year and a half. And what it is ads that are placed on apps. There are over 1,000 different apps a month that your book will be exposed to. And it's actually guaranteed. There's a guaranteed 500,000 impressions a month. That means when someone opens, let's say, a Newsmax or a CNN or, one of the 1,000 apps that this appears on, they're going to see your book and be able to click and buy that book. And to me, that is a fabulous way because it's really sort of an untapped market. And I think it's really cool, too, because the more and more people are listening to podcasts, the more they're being exposed to new apps. This is really a game changer. Results-wise, the company that did this actually ran ads for an author and his podcast and he sold over 30,000 books. So I don't think you can dispute that there's an actual return on investment here. Now, we're not saying you're going to sell 30,000 books, but he's been running these ads within PromoCast for about a year on different podcasts for different apps. So it really is a game changer. Tell you a little bit more about it. 500,000 impressions a month that are guaranteed of your clips. That means your clip is going out to that many people. It also typically, you'll get about 400 to 600 clicks. That's about 15 to 20 a day, probably far more than you're getting in other places. And here's the thing that I love that you can't see in a lot of places is you'll actually have a dashboard where you can look at your analytics. So you'll actually be able to tell that it's working. To me, this is amazing because books haven't had this sort of visibility before. We've been sort of stuck with either Google ads that are super expensive or Amazon ads. And Amazon ads can be even more expensive than this because you usually have to pay a company to set them up. I know I have a vendor I can send people to for fiction. It's $500 a month plus the ad spend. So you have to remember, do you want 200 or 300? You have to spend quite a bit on Amazon to get good results. The other part of that is that, like I know my own company, we charge $750 setup and you need $12 a day. So when you extrapolate that out over the month as well, you're looking at about a $300 ad spend. The beauty of PromoCast, which is what we're calling it, is that it is $500 a month flat fee, and the setup is included in that. Now, we do, when you first start out, require a 90-day minimum because we're new. You're new at it, and you may look at your analytics and say, we need to adjust that ad, and we're happy to do that. But there is no ad spend. It's all set up, and it just runs automatically. So you're probably wondering, how does this stack up to Amazon ads, since that's probably the biggest competition? I mean, you can run Facebook ads, but you don't always have the control you have over there, the keywords you need. So let's start with the basics, how I feel about Amazon. Amazon, we can actually run ads in pre-sale, which we can do with this as well. So both of them, they hit the ground running. And I think that's one of the real successes of Amazon ads is from the get-go. Like the 48 hours after you upload that book, you can run those ads. So that really with both of them is about the same. There are multiple ways to run your ads. So this might be a little bit with Amazon has the advantage here because you can run your ad as a sponsored product. You can there are 3 or 4 different ways you can run the ads depending on what you're looking for in book sales. With us, there's only one. However, we do record 3 different ads. So there is some variety in that as well. Ready to buy prospects. So that's probably the biggest advantage of Amazon is the people on Amazon, for the most part, if they're over in books and they're being served book ads, they're looking for books. It's a ready-made prospect. They're looking in a specific genre. Now, when it comes to PromoCast, you're being run across a lot of different apps. So a little bit more hit and miss. But I have to tell you, I buy a lot of stuff off of apps. Instagram. I'm so bad at Instagram buying. I hate to admit it, but I am. But a lot of times I'll see something on an app. I know when I go to the Newsmax app, I buy books there all the time. I'll see something that looks really interesting that's political. So I'll buy it there. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a particular genre when it's on an app. If you're on a news app and you see a sci-fi book, great. You might just buy it then and there. So that's probably the one advantage is you don't have the ready-made prospects that Amazon have, but you do have a lot more impressions for the money. So it's easier to find those prospects there. Now, the flip side of Amazon ads, you have to spend a lot to get noticed. And that's the beauty of PromoCast is you don't have to spend that kind of money to be noticed. When you think about the $500 a month, which is the cheapest Amazon ad vendor that I have, versus the $500 flat fee that we charge, you don't have the ad spend on top of that. So you don't have to spend as much to get noticed. Competition for ad space. So there's still competition for ad space, but running through the apps, there's not as much as there is on Amazon. So Amazon, they're going to run those ads depending on how much space they have, on what kind of ad you choose. With PromoCast, they just run. So you don't have to worry about the competition for ad space. Amazon ads require a lot of time and resources as well. If you've ever run an Amazon ad, you have to go in, the keywords, the adjustments, you have to change up the ads if the analytics aren't coming out the way you want. So there's a lot of time and effort that really needs to put in, which is why we charge $750 a month to do that, because there is so much time where we have to go in, we have to adjust the ad, then we have to look at the analytics again and again and again in a few days to see if they're working. With PromoCast, you don't need to do that at all. It is literally the setup, and I'll tell you a little bit about the setup in a minute, and just run with it. Let it go. Also, with Amazon, I find that there's way too much data. With these, you just look and you say, okay, I got X amount of impressions. I got X amount of clicks. Here are my book sales for the month. Is it being profitable? Am I getting more books out of it? So I think there are a lot of pros here for author PromoCast that the Amazon does not have. So I think it really is an amazing product. Now, what do you do? What is the process for this? Once we get into the queue, what we're going to do is we're going to take your book and we're going to create 3 scripts for you. They're 3 15-second scripts. You can either choose to record them yourself, or we have lots of voiceover. The voiceover is included in it. But I know for the authors we've done already, they all wanted to record their own ads. And if they have podcasts or YouTube channel, those people are expecting to hear your voice. So it's not a bad practice. So we run those, then a graphic is created, and the graphic is created by us. You decide where you want to drive traffic with that. We'll have a book cover. We'll have anything else you want on there. We do have to keep them pretty clean. So, you might want to send people to Amazon. You might want to send people to a book landing page. However you choose to do it, that's where we're going to drive that traffic. So you will be able to gauge what's going on. And then we turn that all over once we have those three items, the voiceover, the graphic ad, and where you want to drive traffic to. And we're off to the races. So the cost for 3 months, initially, you do have to buy a 3-month package because not only do we need to set up, but we need to go in on the other side and they make those adjustments for you. You don't have to try to figure out what's wrong here. They go in and look at it. So we're basically running the awareness, the nurture, the click campaign in that 3-month period. And then after that, you can go month to month on that as long as you tell us 30 days in advance so we can get it going and make sure it keeps going. So I'm really excited about this project. I'm especially excited for fiction authors because Amazon is really about the only place you can get really good traction for fiction. You have to remember that fiction, when you're building a platform, is based a lot on your characters, getting people excited about those characters, getting excited about the story. With a nonfiction author, you have so many different ways to sell books. You can be out there promoting via speaking, via podcast tours, via TV, radio, whatever medium you choose. So there are just a lot of different avenues that fiction authors don't have that you have. So if you're interested in finding out more about this, you can go over to authorpromocast.com and check it out. And there are buttons on there to click and schedule an appointment with me because I want to make sure it's right for your book. So don't automatically assume, yay, I want to do this and it'll be okay. We want to take a look at, can we service the book correctly? We do have genres that do better than others. So, I might be able to communicate that to you as well. But if you don't want to go over to authorpromocast.com, you can always jump on my calendar at chatwithjuliet.com and we'll take a look if this product's for you. Thanks a lot. See you next week.